Hello, and thank you for your interest in the universities at Shady Grove. My name is Jennifer Reel, and I am the Senior Recruitment Coordinator in the Center for Recruitment and Transfer Access at USG. Today, we'll be talking about a number of things. We'll be covering what USG is, how it works, why you should choose to come to USG, how it can save you money, everyone's favorite, a number of the student services and student life opportunities on our campus, how students apply to programs on our campus, some special pathway programs, and most importantly, the next steps that you can take in your educational journey to find yourselves on our campus. So for starters, what is USG and how does it work? USG is a full-service campus located in Rockville, Maryland in Montgomery County. We offer select degree programs from 9 Maryland public universities all on our campus. Students apply directly to the university offering the degree that they are interested in earning, but on the application, they choose Shady Grove as their preferred campus location. They get the same professors, the same curriculum, and the same degree and diploma as if they went to that main university's campus. However, instead, they are able to benefit by staying in the county, near to home and work. As I mentioned, 9 universities offer degree programs at the Shady Grove campus. You can see the universities are listed in red. We have the University of Maryland College Park, UMBC, University of Baltimore, Towson University, University of Maryland Baltimore, Salisbury University, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, University of Maryland Global Campus, and Bowie State University. 8 of those universities, all but Bowie State, offer undergraduate degree programs. And as you can see, we do have more majors coming soon as we just opened a brand new building focusing on STEM majors. So you'll see that coming in fall 2020, we will be having embedded systems and the Internet of Things offered by University of Maryland College Park, as well as computer science with the cyber track available offered by UMBC. In fall 2021, we've just gotten word that a biocomputational engineering program will also be brought to our campus from University of Maryland College Park. And I expect this list will grow at both the undergraduate and graduate level in the months and years to come. The other very notable thing about the USG campus is that we only offer the junior and senior year courses at the undergraduate level. So students must complete their lower level, that's 100 and 200 level, prerequisite courses prior to transfer, which equals about 60 credits. We have partnerships with a number of the community colleges, especially Montgomery College, to make for a seamless transfer. So this is not just a do 2 years there, come do 2 years with us. It's really a 2 + 2 = 4. So it's your 4-year plan. So the reason that USG was actually founded is because back in 2000, prior to us opening, there was actually nowhere physically in Montgomery County where students could go to earn beyond an associate's degree, which is what one can get at nearby Montgomery College. But we had such talented students coming out of Montgomery County public schools and in neighboring school systems, and we have a ton of jobs and industry right here in this region. So it seemed like a void that we needed to fill so that students weren't being told to leave the county to go earn their degree and then cross our fingers, hope that you come back. So instead, USG was formed not to compete with Montgomery College and not to compete with the different universities already part of the university system of Maryland, but instead to complement them. So to offer some of the best degree programs from those universities all on this campus. And again, the last 2 years only, so that students could start at Montgomery College or any of the neighboring community colleges and finish their last 2 years in a program at USG. The other neat thing is that all of the majors offered at USG and the majors that will be continued to be offered here at USG are all connected directly to the needs of the workforce of this specific region. So again, the county was very supportive of our creation, knowing that this allows students to stay in the area, not just to earn their degrees, but also to hopefully join the workforce locally as well. So in addition to the convenience factor, what are some of the other reasons that students choose USG perhaps over their main campus locations or other options they may have? I think the number one thing that I hear students mention is a small campus community. We have an average class size of only 30 to 35 students across the board, and many of the different programs have cohorts as small as 12 or 15 students. The professors, as I mentioned before, are the same professors who teach at the main campus or are employed by the main campus, yet they're able to get to know their students a bit more closely in this smaller environment. And when it comes to the upper level undergraduate coursework or graduate level coursework, that can make a big difference in terms of writing letters of recommendation for scholarships, for internships, for jobs, for grad school, to have your professors actually know you and be able to talk about you. In addition, we mentioned that it's close to home, but that can mean maintaining family and work commitments that otherwise you may have to find alternate means to solve your problems of who will watch the child or my family member, or I was about to get promoted to my job, but now I have to quit so I can relocate. So this allows students to stay in jobs where they may be able to get a raise or a promotion. It allows them to take care of any family members who they may be assisting with, as well as, of course, not having to worry about the costs of relocation or commuting. Services here at Shady Grove are also customized to the needs of both transfer students and graduate students, but you're essentially getting the services that are geared towards students ready for the workforce. So you may not be having as much of that freshman year orientation on our campus, but instead you're focused on career and academic support to help students reach that next level of their life, of their careers. And finally, probably the number one reason is that it is less money for the same degree. And we're going to definitely dive into that, so don't worry. So one of the ways that students at USG can save money is scholarships. And so one of the really, really neat things about the campus is that students in programs at USG are able to apply for scholarships both from USG and from the university offering their major, their home university, if you will. So they actually get double the scholarship options. And then if you take into account that about 50% of the students who apply for a USG scholarship receive one, you can see how many of our students are paying very little, if at all, for school. In fact, a study found that 36% of undergraduate students in programs at USG borrow money for school, compared with 44% of transfer students in the whole university system of Maryland, and of freshmen overall. So the students at USG are able to save a lot of money already and then have the scholarships added on to that. And like I said, many are able to graduate debt-free. Another thing that's very important is that students certainly don't just come here and fall through the cracks, but that they actually come here and earn the degrees that they intended on. So if you look at the undergraduate level, in the stat called the 4-year transfer graduation rate, basically for all institutions in the university system of Maryland, it's about 57%, meaning in 4 years after transferring, about 57% of students graduate within 4 years. If you look at the same statistic, but at the universities at Shady Grove, so students doing the same programs from the same universities, but at the Shady Grove campus, it actually goes to 75%. That's a huge difference, and obviously it also means a great deal of cost savings as students are not having to pay for extra years of school. We don't have anything exactly proving this, but I would bet that it has to do with that small personalized campus, small class sizes, not being able to fall through those cracks, as well as a generous amount of scholarships students are able to earn to help offset the cost, because of course if you can't pay for it, you can't finish. And so not only are most of our students graduating in 4 years, but most are actually graduating in the 2 years once they come to Shady Grove. So this is a favorite chart of everyone. It's actually one of the flyers that you can access on our website, and a link that I will share later. But this is the part where many people take a picture of the screen, so feel free to do so yourself. But if you look at this here, these are some options that students have that are Maryland residents. So Maryland residents, after graduating from high school, have a few different options. One of the options is to go out of state or to a private institution. I didn't actually include that because that probably wouldn't have fit on the page in terms of the cost that that would be. But if you look at the options I did provide, one would be attending a main campus. And by that I mean the main campus of a University of Maryland public university, so in-state tuition there. If you look at attending there, you're looking at not just the cost of tuition, which is the cost of classes, but you're also looking at room and board and commute and all those additional fees. On average, looking at our 9 partner institutions, that would equal about $20,000 a year. Now, if you graduate in that 4 years' time, you are looking at about $80,000 total for 4 years, not factoring in scholarships for any of these rows, of course. Now, if you instead started a community college like Montgomery College or Frederick Community College, Howard Community College, PG, we have students from all over, you're only paying about $5,000 a year. That's the amount for classes. So you're not having to pay for room and board or additional campus fees to maintain a large campus. So instead, you're already saving a great deal for those first 2 years. But they only offer the lower level courses there. So if you do want to go on and get a bachelor's or beyond that, a degree, then you need to transfer somewhere. And many students go and transfer to that main campus, the in-state Maryland school like University of Maryland College Park, UMBC, Towson, and so on. If you do that, your figures are going to jump back up, $20,000. Maybe you commute, so you save a little bit, but that number is still going to be higher. So you're looking at maybe around $50,000 if you can do that in 4 years. If instead, after your first 2 years at the community college, you transfer to the same program, but at the USG campus, you are just paying the amount for the tuition. You do not have to pay for room or board. Ideally, your commute costs are minimal, if any. And the fees to utilize our campus are generally much lower than what you'd be paying to use a main campus facility. So essentially, without scholarships, which again, if you remember, many of our students receive both from their main university and from USG, but even without scholarships, 4 years, $26,000. So if you look at $26,000, $50,000, and $80,000, obviously nothing to sneeze about any of those numbers, but $54,000 difference between the top route and the bottom route. And literally at the end of it, you get the same exact degree. It does not say USG anywhere in your degree. It does not say your community college name anywhere on your degree. It just says the name of the university that offers your major and, of course, your name with it. So there is literally no difference. There's no italics. There's no asterisks. I get asked these things all the time. I promise you there is no catch. But in the end, you are going to be in more of a position to be able to move away from home or spend money on a house or a car or various other things that you might do with that $54,000 extra that you have, again, for the same exact degree. So I mentioned that about student services and student life, so I want to go into those a bit as well. And I want to assure you that USG is not what many consider a satellite campus, where you just come, you take your classes, and you leave. We actually have, other than housing and dorms, all of the services that students need at any college campus. So we have a career and internship service center. They'll help you with resume writing. They'll help you with cover letter writing. They'll do mock interviews. They actually have interview rooms where you can interview with employers on site on our campus. They actually do a LinkedIn day where they actually offer free headshots to all students who want them. So a lot of things that we can offer on our campus because the population is so much smaller that larger campuses would probably be unable to provide such personalized level to students. We also have tutoring and writing assistance from our Macklin Center for Academic Success. They'll offer assistance with disability support services as well. We have financial literacy coaching, scholarships, as I mentioned, of course, professional counseling by licensed therapists on our campus. They also will do workshops on wellness and mindfulness. Again, this is all included in the very minimal fees that students pay, again, for the specific population on our campus, so the transfer students and the graduate level students. So again, geared to the needs of students in that kind of phase of their lives. We also have a recreation center and a gym. They offer free yoga and Zumba courses. There's a rock climbing wall, ping pong tournaments all the time. USG does not have its own sports teams because we ourselves are not a university, as I mentioned before, but you certainly are welcome to go back to your home university and cheer on the team there. But we also have a number of tournaments so that students who are interested in athletics can still participate through either those tournaments or even student organizations. So they have a volleyball tournament, a soccer tournament. I mentioned the ping pong tournaments. We have a diet and exercise club, a fitness club. There's been a soccer club before. So all sorts of things that students are able to join and create. And that's one of the coolest things, I think. There's a number of clubs and organizations already in place, both academic and social. But if there's something that you want to start that doesn't exist already, you can start it. It's super easy, and immediately on your resume, you become founder and president of an organization. Maybe there's an organization that already exists and you're interested in the leadership role. Well, you're not competing with students who've already been there for 2 years, because everybody is starting off either as a junior year transfer or a graduate student. You're starting together. You get the same opportunities to rise to those leadership positions that might otherwise be hard as a transfer student somewhere else where people have already been. So I strongly encourage students to get involved wherever they go, because it's going to make you stand out on applications for scholarships, internships, jobs, of course. But at USG, it's just so easy to do so. And I have a number of students who actually tell me that they never got involved before, but when they came to the USG campus, they just felt safe doing so. And then once they get involved in one thing, it tends to spiral and they get involved in several things, which is wonderful. We do have specific leadership opportunities such as student council, student ambassadors. We have a leadership and diversity learning series that students can be a part of, a graduate student association, a student advisory board. So again, even though we are technically not a university, all of the experiences that students can get at universities can be achieved on our campus. And our president of our student council actually attends the student council meeting of the members of all the student councils in the state of Maryland for the public universities. So we are recognized certainly as an entity. We're just by definition not a university because we don't grant the degrees. So that all to say that we have everything you need, but if for any reason you are interested in going to your main university, if it's feasible to do so, to join a club there, to take part in a networking opportunity they offer, you're welcome to do so. If you're a University of Maryland student, you're a TERP, whether your classes are at Shady Grove or at College Park. If you are a UMBC student, you are a retriever. Even if you're doing it at Shady Grove, you're still a student of UMBC, and so on for the other universities. So that does not at all eliminate you from going to your main campus, but the point is you never have to. The one exception to that is if you want to walk across the stage and get your diploma at graduation, because in order to be awarded your diploma, that has to come from that university. But what we also have, one of our favorite annual events is a graduation celebration, so that students are able to celebrate with their families and friends here at the USG campus, in addition to getting that benefit of walking across the stage at their home campus. The photo you see here, by the way, on this page is actually from one of our annual USG Fests. It's one of our most popular events that we host. And it's the start of every school year, and all the clubs have tables and the different centers so that students know what there is to join and resources on the campus. And then students are encouraged to dress up in spirit wear from their respective universities. So as you can see, we have a number of students here dressed up in various different gear, and they were competing, I believe, for a free iPad. So pretty good prizes too. But we have the USG Fest. We have International Night every year, USG Got Talent, etiquette dinner. There's a lot of annual events that our students look forward to yearly and always being added on to. Like I said, I've been at USG for 7 years, and the student life has grown exponentially since I started, and it was already pretty strong. So it's exciting to see what will come. I mentioned this a little bit with International Night, but I just want to share how diverse the student body at USG truly is. You can look at a chart that I put up here in terms of the percentages, and I think that can clearly show that we have diversity. In fact, it actually aligns very closely with the diversity in Montgomery County as a whole. But I don't think it's enough just to have diversity. I believe that it's really important to celebrate it, and USG does that extremely well. As I mentioned, International Night every year. This is what the photo is from, the most recent International Night, where students can cook food and have a talent show and a fashion show representing things from their different countries and heritages. We also have a number of student organizations, the International Club. We have Student Leadership and Diversity Learning Series. We have cultural tea times, which are actually chances for students and staff to share things from their culture with any of the students and staff who want to attend once a month. And there's a different country each month featured. And then there's food from that country and sometimes karaoke and fun things like that if it applies. There's a number of civic engagement events where students are learning about different diverse populations. And our Center for Counseling and Consultation has a Speak Out USG series where anyone can come and just talk about current issues. So just wanted to let everyone know that that is something that is celebrated, always welcome to hear about. Students and staff always want to learn about the different backgrounds represented on our campus. And I think it's also a wonderful benefit for students as they look for employment to reflect the county itself. To know how to interact with students from diverse backgrounds is a very key thing to have on a resume, especially looking for a job in this area. All right, so now that you're super excited and want to come to our campus, how do you get there? How do you apply? So I know I said this earlier, but I'm just gonna double down on this. Students apply directly to the home university. That is the university offering the major in which they are interested. There is no USG application because again, we are not the university. So on that application for that main university, students will select USG as their preferred campus. They will need to follow the home university admission and application requirements. And all applications for undergraduate must have at least 60 credits, including the major specific prerequisites. And that's in bold for a reason, because 60 credits can get you an associate's degree, and that's wonderful. But let's say you're interested in studying biological sciences, but somehow you never took Bio 100. Well, you could have 60 credits or more at the lower level, but if Bio 100 isn't one of them, Bio 300 is going to be a bit tough for you. So basically, there are certain courses that each of the different majors require students to have completed to ensure that they are prepared for the upper level courses, and in the end, are earning the equivalent of if they went to that university for 4 full years. So what I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage everyone to do, if you haven't already, is to get in touch with the program representatives, and I'll provide a link at the end of this, how you can do so, specific to your major. So in addition to asking the counselors at your main university or your current university, I should say, you will want to get in touch with the person specifically representing the program you are looking to transfer to, because they're going to have the most up-to-date information just about that program and what those prerequisites are. So you can make sure that you are signing up for the correct courses, not only to earn the degree at your current institution, but to also be fully prepared to come to the program at Shady Grove. And for the undergraduate level, that's even more important at our campus, because if you miss a lower level prereq and you go to a 4-year university, well, you can just take it there. But again, we only offer the last 2 years, so that's not possible on our campus. So get in touch with those program reps. They also usually work in conjunction with their admissions offices, so never hurts to make those connections early. They can often review your transcripts, give you advice, check in with them frequently as you go through. That's always going to be your best bet to be the most prepared. The other thing I always like to share, especially if we have any high school students listening to this, is that the GPA that is looked at when they have GPA requirements is the GPA that is earned at the previous institution. It is not the GPA from high school, and it doesn't factor in the SAT or ACT scores that one may earn. Now, of course, those can help you place out of classes. They can help you place into honors programs, get through the community college or wherever you begin a little bit quicker. But basically that GPA resets, and that is what the programs and the universities are looking for when they give you the specific GPA number. The other thing that I get asked a lot is it easier to get into a program at Shady Grove than at the main campus? The short answer is no, because you apply to the same location. Their admissions offices are the ones who are going to be reviewing the transcript just as they would whichever campus it is that you chose. But sometimes for some of the programs, there are more available spots if you choose Shady Grove, as long as you are a qualified applicant. And that's typically because people don't know what Shady Grove is, so they don't check it. Or they're out of state, and so it doesn't make as much sense for them. Or perhaps they are not at the junior level, and so therefore they don't even have the option to choose USG. So if you are a qualified applicant, meaning you meet the minimum qualifications for that program, there may be more available spots depending on the program at the Shady Grove campus, which can also be a great plus. I don't want to go too in-depth into transfer access programs because it is not applicable to everybody, but these are specific programs that are designed for students in select majors who have at least 1 semester left at Montgomery College. It allows them advanced access to USG services and program advisors, and as well may increase chances of admission to the academic program because you are interacting with our services, with the advisors, so people know you're more prepared, as we talked about before. Again, you can make those connections without being a part of this program, but this is a more structured way to do so. And so if you are at Montgomery College, I encourage you to visit the link at the bottom here, the shadygrove.umd.edu/TAP. And that can tell you a bit more about the programs, as well as give you contact information for Marcy Pavitsky, who is the coordinator for the Transfer Access programs. Another thing I want to briefly mention is the ACES program at USG. ACES is a program that's a partnership between Montgomery County Public Schools, Montgomery College, and USG. It's in 14 of the MCPS high schools. So if you are not at MCPS or beyond that level, not a part of it, then unfortunately it's not anything you can join at this point. But for those of you who are part of ACES, I do want to remind you that it does continue at USG, and you will get continued support from one-on-one support from an ACES coach. There are interactive workshops that are geared towards academic success, career preparedness, as well as additional scholarship and leadership opportunities for being a part of that program throughout. If you have questions, I would encourage you to email Jessica Diaz Council. She is ACES coach at USG, and her email is down there below, but it's jdiaz2@umd.edu. All right, so I've said something a bunch of times, but I just want to do a little test here that I would normally do in a live presentation, and see if you can figure out which campus this student attended. So a student earned this diploma here, University of Maryland. And did this student attend the College Park campus or the Shady Grove campus? So you can take a moment to think about it. And the correct answer is that you can't tell. I will be honest, I actually downloaded this from Google. I have no idea myself. And that's the point, is that your degree will not say the name of USG or your previous institution on it. It will simply say the name of the university that's offering your major with your name on it. So same exact degree and diploma. So I hope that that has helped clear up a bit about how USG works, some of the next steps you can take, some of the reasons why you might want to consider us if you hadn't already. But if you do have more questions, we have plenty of ways that you can get in touch. For starters, I welcome you to email me directly. My information is there at the top. My email is jcohen80@umd.edu. You can also give me a call at 301-738-6048. I also strongly encourage you to visit shadygrove.umd.edu/USG101 because I've actually included all of the PDFs of the different recruitment documents that we would hand out in person on that website. So if you haven't had a chance to meet us in person yet, then that's a way that you can actually access any of the information we have. A number of the things actually reiterate a lot of what I talked about today, so if you kind of want a more concise version, that's probably a great thing to look at. I also encourage you to schedule a campus tour, a group visit, or even just a virtual or phone consultation with the USG representative. And I provided the link there. And I want to note that these bit.ly links, if you aren't aware, are case sensitive. So if you are taking a picture of the screen or saving it or writing it down, note that the bit.ly/contact USG rep, the C should be capitalized and the R, and of course the USG as well. I also have a bit.ly link for the USG mailing list, which you can also find by clicking on the Get Info at the bottom of our shadygrove.umd.edu website. And that will allow you to get information about upcoming open house events and other events like that that may be relevant to what you're interested in. If you do have questions about your academic program, as I stressed before, you will want to get in touch with the program rep for your specific major that you are interested in. And you can find out who those program reps are, as well as download some of the recruitment flyers that they give out that actually list their prerequisites and deadlines and things like that via this bit.ly link that I provided here. It's bit.ly/USG programs. Again, lowercase p with the programs. And then I also, of course, encourage you to connect with us on Twitter at USG_recruitment, Instagram at USG_ambassadors. It's actually led by the student ambassadors, which is great, as well as to learn more about our student ambassadors. They all share a bit about why they like USG and why they chose our campus. And there's going to be some video content coming there soon as well. So you can go to bit.ly/ambassadorsUSG for that. And that's all I have. So I hope that you learned a bit about USG today, and I look forward to hopefully meeting you in person sometime soon. Thank you.